looking the list, I'm sure definitely will be twinkling down for sure.
With athletes showing up as DNS.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure.
So, long jump action happening. So the long jump. So it's the boys 19 and over long jump that's actually happening. We have about, I'm not sure if this is a full field, but I'm seeing on paper 18 competitors listed to compete. I'm not sure if we're going to have the full 18.
I believe that every time Damoon is doing commentary there, always some Saint Elizabeth people on
Yes,
the
yes,
stream,
Saint Bess. So let me actually, she says Lover's Leap. Actually, Lover's Leap is really a beautiful place, guys. So there's actually a restaurant there by Lover's Leap. It has a beautiful scenery. You can get to look down on the sea from where you're standing. It's so beautiful, and I feel like a lot of persons, if you have a loved one and you want to propose or anything, you know, that's one of the places that you can actually go to. YS Falls, I'm telling you, YS Falls is really good. I'm not sure if it's up to par now since Hurricane Melissa. I've been there since, but I've seen a lot of persons going there. I've seen some photos. It's not back fully as yet, but I'm telling you, YS Falls is also a good place. Pelican Bar again, they can, you know, out in the middle of the sea. That was actually a really good. You guys can actually try that. That's something I enjoy doing as well. So if you are a lover of nature, that's something that you would want to try. Good food. And of course, Black River Safari. Crocodiles, if you want to see the crocs, you can always go down by the Black River Safari. A Kompong Maroon Town. Well, I've only been to a Maroon Town on the 6th of January for their, you know, Maroon celebration. So that's something that you guys can also think about going to next year in 2027. So, yeah, good places. Big up St. Bess.
So the rain still here at the National Stadium, the rain coming down. The men's 200 meters scheduled for 6:50 p.m. It's 6:30 right now. So we await the start of that. So 18, just to remind you, 18 a section for the men's 200 meters. Also, just to remind you, you can get all of today's action in terms of the times, the events, the athletes competing at fortistiming.co. So that's fortistiming.co. Whether it's an Android or an iPhone, you can just go and get all of today's action from fortistiming.co. Also want to thank each and every single one of you for tuning in. I see 1,000 viewers, so I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to JAAA Sports. As we see action there from the long jump area, the athletes there, the 20 and under, competing in the long jump section.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want, and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand in any direction. From tools built for one, to platforms ready for many. From passion projects to enterprise-grade systems. Everything is built in and ready to launch. It's a new world of creation, where you can go as far as your imagination takes you. Can you imagine it? Let's make your dream a reality, right now.
So quite a number of Kingston College athletes competing in the long jump. You have the likes of Jamari Nugent, the likes of Demario Clark. Some of the names there representing Kingston College, the likes of Alexander Pusey, Kimoni Buckner, are there from Kingston College at the long jump area. Not sure he would be comfortable with that jump, or that mark rather. The Kingston College athlete there. As you guys can see, the rain pouring down on the long jump area with the athletes there. Calabar athlete there getting the white flag with the Kingston College athlete next on the runway. So action here at the National Stadium. The JAAA PUMA meet. Last chance, as they call it. The last chance indeed for qualifications. To the National Junior and Senior Trials. So we're still seeing action here. The long jump, as we are now joined back by the man they call Triple D, Mr. Dunkley.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John. And special good evening to those who are just joining us, and good evening again to those who are already on and was hearing my voice. Welcome, welcome. So more actions coming up on the track. The 200 meters, the men's 200 meters is about to get started. And we have 18 heats. I want to stress that. 18 heats coming on for this 200 meters.
If I'm going to be here for the... for
the devil is a liar. I know you will not believe in us this evening, Stuart.
Yes, I'm only joking. I'll be here for those 18 heats.
And more.
And possibly more.
Because we have the sprint hurdles coming up also, the 100 meters for men and women. So lots of track and field action here. So I can't wait to get started with these 200 meters. I feel like I should be at heat number 9 halfway through right now, but 6:50 is a start time, so
we still have a little bit under 10 minutes to go for the start of the men's 200 meters. And as you see, the athletes, they are still competing for the boys long jump. We want to thank you again, each and every one of you, for making it JW Sports. We see all of you watching and the commenting. We want to spend a special thank you to each and every single one of you for making it JW Sports. So as you see the athletes there doing their necessary warm up and their stride out, right? As they would call it, stride out.
I mean, they have to keep warm in these type of conditions. As I said earlier, the hamstring, it doesn't work really well with the cold weather. So you'll see the athletes doing lots of striding out and stretching before the event, just keeping the body warm, So
Yeah, definitely lots of movements for sure. Whenever we are in, a little rainy condition.
I mentioned someone saying something about Ashanti Moore 22.53 today. I must say last week I saw her over the 100 meters. I think her time was around 11:1. I don't want to be wrong, but it was in the 11:1 bracket. She looks really good. Very tall and powerful, Ashanti Moore. So I'm expecting to see her lowering her 100 meters times as we get closer to the trials and more. So, yeah.
So the athletes there on the track right now for the first section 1 of 18 for the men's 200 meters, and this section I have before me the list of athletes, seeing a full feel based on my naked eyes. And I'll give you the lane assignments. In 1, we should have a Shaw from Camperdown. In 2, Stevenson, William Nib. In 3, Williams running unattached. In 4, Sewell, Kingston Tech. In 5, Warren Tucker of Swept. In 6, Morgan Excelsior. In 7, Liam Young of Camperdown. And out in lane 8, Michael Sharp running unattached.
Boy, me can't eat nothing more.
Thank you for eating at Yacho. Please leave a review.
Brenda, yeah, breed.
No, I just...
Yacho, the Jamaican grill buffet.
So we're still experiencing strong rain here in the National Stadium. And ahead of the starting of the men's 200 meters. So we're just awaiting the officials to get started so we can get the event going. So it's 18 sections. And we're already seeing the athletes in heat number 1 already standing in front of their blocks and, doing testing and testing their blocks. So we will soon get there. So it is scheduled to start at 6:50 and we're now at 6:47. So 3 minutes away from starting time. I'm hoping that with this long wait, we'll actually start on time. So definitely want to have you here. So stick around and we'll provide you with all the live and exciting actions here at the J3 meet number 4, the final qualifier for National Senior and Junior Trials, which is set to run from June 18 to 21 right here at the National Stadium. All right, so gentlefolks, information just in. So all hurdles event will be cancelled. Also, all throws event will be also cancelled. So the discus shot put so will also be cancelled. So I'll repeat. So all sprint hurdles event will be cancelled due to the incline weather conditions we're facing here at the National Stadium. So after our 200 meters, we'll be heading straight into the 100 meters, which will then close out today's action. So still stick around. We're about to get started with the 200 meters. We're still awaiting the officials to get the event going. So stick around, share the live, like, and support as you always do, because we always appreciate it. So stick around.
So not sure what's happening right now. We see like the athletes. I see some of the athletes walking away. So I'm not sure if, well, certainly there's a delay for sure, but not sure what's happening down there. But we await the confirmation. But nonetheless, as mentioned by the moon, all throws and hurdles events are cancelled. So yes, indeed, they will be running the 100 meters. So after the 200 meters, we go straight into the 100 meters as the hurdles events and the throws events, due to the weather conditions, they are cancelled.
So yes, the 100 meters. I've just looked at the list for the women's 100 meters to come later this evening, and we have 8 heats. And let me give you some names who I'm seeing actually in the lineup. I'm seeing the likes of Alana Reed, Alexis James, Jura Levy again. We've also seen Shania Douglas. You know, her 10.98 already this season, done at Champs 2026. Kivona Davis also will be there, and that was Heat 8. Alexi Henry, so we will be seeing that clash from the Class 1 girls Champs once again. I'm not sure if Shania or any of these athletes will be showing up for sure, but they're listed to compete. We also have Serena Cole in that heat, Renisa Edwards, Quill Etienne, and Kivona Davis, a former adrenaline standout. I remember Kivona from Champs days.
Yeah, most definitely. A lot of people would have remembered her, and you know, her fast times that she would have, you know, contributed to. So for sure, former Champs standout athlete. Also the likes of Serena Cole there as well. So you know, it's.
I remember one year Kivona Davis, I think it was in Class 2. She was just breaking records. And in her interviews, she was like, I only smashed and break records. So I'm like, damn. You know, good to see her coming out back on track. You know, haven't been getting in the times that she wants to get. You know, injuries plays a lot in our, you know, athletes' careers. But good to see Kivona Davis stepping out. And so that's 8 heats coming up for the women's 100 meters. Let me tell you what's coming up for the men's. Oh, surprisingly, only 3. Last week we have about, 20 heats? 20 heats in, So earlier for the men, they ran the preliminary rounds earlier, and they actually break it down now to 3 finals. So you have the A final, the B final, and the C final. So in the A final, which is heat number 1, we're seeing the likes of, Johan Romaldo Smythe, Javon Mattison. In 2, I'm seeing Odin Crooks. And in 3, we have Sandre Davison, Taekwondo Tracy, Nigel Ellis, Boaji and Krumri. So that's the men's 100 meters. But 200 meters is what we're focusing on right now. It's the event that is coming up next. It's 18 heats for that event, and we're just awaiting the starting. And I'm not sure if they're going to even delay it more, since we cut out the hurdles and some of these events. So I'm seeing the starter. Oh, they're actually ready. So only 3 athletes in this section. There's Michael Sharp on the outside, who gets up very well. Young is also there. So too Williams. And it's Michael Sharp flying on the outside in lane number 8. And Michael Sharp stepping away from the rest of the field. Stepping away from the man Young in lane number Morgan from lane number 6. But it's Michael Sharp, 21.12 seconds flash time. For Michael Sharp, positive 0.9 meters the win reading, ahead of Young, 24.74 seconds. and Williams 26.37 seconds. So that was heat number 1 of 18 in the men's 200 meters. So heat number 2 is up next, and here is your lane assignment. In 1, Ashani Robinson competing unattached. In 2, Nathaniel Lindsay, Kingston Technical. In lane number 3, Navardo Petersgill competing unattached. And in lane number 4, Daquan Mara competing unattached.
So section 2 of 18, as mentioned, 4 athletes scheduled to compete here.
So I'm not sure, but what we have here on paper is not what's reflecting on the track.
So sent about their business there. So we have a Robinson, Petersgill, Mara, and on the outside, that seems to be Amani Williams. But on the inside there in lane 4, that's a Daquan Mirage. So that's Mirage, who is running unattached, gets this one. The flash time 22.24 seconds for Daquan Mirage, 22.27 seconds with the Petersgill 22.54 seconds, positive 1.7 meters per second, the wind speed reading with the Williams 24.25 seconds. That's section 2 of 18 for the men's 200 meters. Section 3 up next on track. So section 3, I'm seeing around 6 athletes there present. I'll give you the lineup shortly. Trying to see the athletes who are there right now before I give you that lineup. So seems to be that lanes 3 to 8, those athletes there are present. So lane 3 should be Shakur Williams of Titans International Track Club. Lane 5 should have Kimani Sterling, Racers Track Club. Lane 6, Javari Thomas, the man they call Jet of GC Foster. In lane 7, Taekwondo Tracy, Dynamic Speed. In lane 8, O'Dane Crooks. So I have 5 before me, but I'm seeing 6 on the track.
Thank you so much, Janoy. Athletes are settled and ready to go. Off they go now for section 3. Already pressing from lane number 7 is is Taekwondo Tracy. On his outside is O'Dane Crooks running from lane number 8. Stepping also from GC Foster is O'Dane Crooks. Is Jabari Thomas, should say, and on the inside flying from Racers is Sterling. But here is Taekwondo Tracy, and Taekwondo Tracy gets it 20.96 seconds of flash time. Earlier we saw 21.18 from Michael Sharp, and now it's Tracy 20.98 seconds. Positive, negative 2.0 meters per second the wind speed. And a 20.98 is a confirmed time for Tracy. That's Taekwondo Tracy. Let's await the top 3 placings. Sterling on the inside at 21.08 seconds. And Javari Thomas of GC Foster College 21.15 for third. Odin Crooks 21.22 for fourth. That's heat number 3. Section 4 is next. So heat number 4 is coming up next, and I'm awaiting the lane assignments. So it's 18 heats, and we're now at heat number 4.
So sent about their business there for heat 4 of 18. We're seeing the Jamaica College athletes. That seems to be no doubt 21.56, the flash time for the winner of section 4 of 18, the men's 200 meters. So indeed, I was correct. It is Dante Watson of Jamaica College, 21.57 seconds. Who would have gotten that one? With J. Powell, 22.40 seconds. Who would have gotten the second place? With a Murray of St. Andrew Technical, 23.04 seconds. That's the top 3 there for section 4 of 18 for the men's 200 meters.
So heat number 5 will be next, and we're awaiting the start list for that section. So again, we have 18 sections, Janoi, and we're now at heat number 5. So the new time to beat was done by Taekwondo Tracy, 20.98, and that's the time to beat in the men's 200 meters thus far. So we're still awaiting the start list for section 5.
So section
Yes.
5 here on the track. I'm seeing lanes 3 through 8. So lane 3, we should have Najee Mikhail on a touch in
I'm
4.
actually seeing section 6. I'm not sure if it's a merger of 5 and 6. And what we're seeing here,
Well, it appears to be a merger indeed.
yes, I'm seeing they're making some changes and updating the list. So as soon as those changes are made, we can, okay, so it's McKeel in 3, Guy in 4, Nairn in 5, Miller in 6, Jones in 7, Pinnock in lane number 8. A break at the start. So the athletes are settled. Off they go now for section 6, which should be 5. This is to be a merger. And already pressing from lane number 6 is Miller, competing unattached. Also on his inside is Nairn of Racers, but it's Miller stepping away from the rest of the field and will get the win, 21.49. That's Demore Miller, 21.49 the time. And the wind reading is a negative 0.5 meters per second, the wind speed, ahead of Xavier Nairn, 22.25 seconds, and Najee Mikhail, 22.37 seconds for third. Heat number 7 will be next. So we now await the start list for section 7. But no doubt about the winner from section 6, Demore Miller, 21.51, negative 0.5 meters per second, the wind speed, and Taekwondo traces 20.98 is still the time to beat in this men's 200 meters.
As we await the next section on the track, we want to remind you that you can get all of today's action from fortistiming.co. So that's FORTISTIMING.co. Android or an iPhone, you can get it all of today's action from fortistiming.co.
So I think the officials are merging and seeing how best they can merge most of the heats, because as I said before, due to the inclement weather conditions, we might witness some athletes DNS not showing up here for their events. So
Sent about their business for their second time of asking. I'm seeing 6 athletes currently on the field. I'll soon update you who is running, but that seems to me that's lane 5, the athlete there with some fine running out there in lane 5. The lane 5 athlete shuts it down. That seems to me that's Mr. Taylor. Based on my naked eyes, that looks like Mr. Taylor, Christopher Taylor, who stops the clock at 20.71, positive 0.7 meters per second. So indeed, that was Christopher Taylor with Peter, the Kingston College athlete, in second with the flash time for Peter 21.26 seconds, with third 21.72. So no doubt the winner there, Christopher Taylor, would have taken this heat with a time of
20.71 seconds, positive 0.7 meters per second, the wind speed for Taylor there, Janoy. Peter, the youngster from Kingston College, 21.26 seconds for second, and Robertson, 21.72 seconds for third. We're having a bit of challenge here on Fortis timing. I'm now seeing an update now coming through.
So this is section 10 of 18. So 6 athletes there. That seems to be the athlete out in lane 3. That looks like Mark Manley, who is running unattached. So that's Mark Manley being chased by Medley. But no doubt the winner there, Manley. The flash time 22.33 seconds for the winner here, Manley. Mark Manley, who's running unattached, 22.35 with Rajay Black, 22.55, Reed, 23.82 with a negative 1.2 meters per second. The winner there, I'm seeing this being shown as heat 10 of 18 for the men's 200 meters. So for sure, Damoon, it seems to be a merger of a couple of the heats scheduled here for the 200 meters.
Definitely, John. Definitely. Based on results so far, Taekwondo Tracy's 20.98 still leads, or will it be Christopher Taylor's 20.69?
Yeah, it should be Taylor's, but
okay,
not seeing it updated as yet. So I'm still, waiting to see what will happen.
Oh, we're still having glitches here. Seeing it jumped back now to heat number 3. Like, what's going on? Let me see. It's still raining here at the National Stadium. Still a downpour of rain here. And for those who are just joining us, I want to say welcome again, and information that might have passed you before, that we will not be having any of the sprint hurdles nor any throws happening today due to the inclement weather. So immediately after the 200 meters, we'll be heading into the 100 meters, where we'll have 8 sections for the women and only 3 finals for the men's. Final A, Final B, Final C. The men would have run the preliminary rounds earlier today at 2 p.m. and it is now trickled down to 3 heats. Or well, I would say 3 finals. Final A, B, and C. So 200-meter actions happening. Still not having an updated list here to give you the proper lane assignments for the athletes. But let's see. So athletes are now settled. I'm not sure who is representing who at this moment, but let's see how this one turns out. And they're gonna send them away for this section, heat number 11. Already pressing from lane number 6 looks to be Carter of the Eagles. Also there in lane number 5 is Stevenson, DeMark Stevenson. Stepping also from lane number 3 looks to be Rochester. It's a tight one, but here's the man from Eagles, Carter. And Carter gets it 22.22. The flash time for the man from the Eagles. Fogo Road, Carter gets it done. So it's the Mark Stevenson, 22.45, who gets it. Not sure if that's correct. Not sure if that's correct though, but I know for sure 22.45 is the winning time, positive 0.4 meters per second the wind speed. And Anthony Rochester, Titchfield, 22.53 for second. Oh, I see the young man from Fogo Road actually looking at the clock to say what's happening, because I know Carter, that's Carter. He actually won, he's actually the one who won that heat. So yes, it is updated now. It says 22.33 for Carter for first, and DeMark Stevenson 22.45 for second, and Anthony Rochester Titchfield 22.53 for third. Positive 0.4 meters per second the wind reading. So that was heat number 11, as we're having quite a few merge heats here. Heat number 13 is now on track. So heat 12 and 13 is a merger of heats, and it's McPherson, Moore, Brooks, Moore, Spence, Blake, Walters, and Thomas. Jonoy?
Sent about their business here for heat 13 of 18. McPherson, Moore, Brooks, Moore, Spence, Blake, Walters, and Thomas. Out there in lane 3, that seems to be Joshua Brooks from Tarrant, being chased by Dave Moore, who is running on a touch. On his outside there is Balfour Thomas, but no doubt the winner from lane 3, that's a Joshua Brooks from Tarrant, who stops the clock at 22.21 seconds. No doubt the winner from Tarrant High, that's a Joshua Brooks. The flash time, 22.21 seconds. So I'm seeing here Davis, KG Track Club with Barrett there, with Thomas there in third. So there seems to be some updating going along right as we are calling the races. So I can just call it based on what I have before me. So no doubt Jamar Davis 22.23 seconds, Trey Barrett 22.62 seconds, negative 0.7 meters per second, the wind speed reading here for section 13 of 18 of the men's 200 meters.
So while we await the lineup for this section, it's actually here.
So I'm seeing heat 16 of 18. The list before us, we have Ajay Brown representing Falcons, Raven Black representing Clarendon College, Tariq Dakers unattached, Dante Carson, Movements for Transformation. In lane 5, Kendrick Austin. In 6, Mario Birch. 7, Ronaldo Campbell. And in lane 8, that's Tichane Garvey representing William Nib. So 8 athletes listed here, but I'm only seeing around 7 or possibly 6 athletes there.
So lots of merging happening for this 200 meters. So we're waiting the officials to get started. So here's the updated thing. So in 2 is Nasir Morris, Campen College. In 3, Ian Barker, St. Catherine. In 4, Nicoy Drummond, Swept. In 5, Dante Carson, Movements for Transformation. In 6, Sanjay Seymour, William Nib. In 7, Ronaldo Campbell, Jamalco. Cleanly away they go for section 16. Sanjay Seymour of William Nib already pressing from lane number 6. Goes by Campbell on his outside. Also running from Swept is Drummond, but is Sanjay Seymour stepping in lane number 6. Being pressed from Barker and Drummond on his inside, but it's Sanjay Seymour who gets the win, 21:43. The flash time for Sanjay Seymour. Easy does it. 21:44, positive 1.9 meters per second the wind speed, and it's Barker 21:61 for second, and Carson 21:76 for third. That's your top 3 for heat 16 in the men's 200 meters.
Fine running there from Sanjay Seymour, champs, standout athlete, and based on what I'm seeing the moon, it seems as though that's the final heat for the men's 200 meters. So that's indeed the final heat for the men's 200 meters. So we should make our way
now
over
to the 100 meters.
meters. Yeah.
I'm wondering though, I think someone had asked this question in the chats, whether or not they would push back the time or push up the time for the 100 meters. So since we are, we are way ahead of schedule or way ahead of time, will we be seeing the 100 meters happening a little earlier?
Indeed, indeed. And I see someone say, where can I find the results? So just to remind you, you can get all of today's actions, the results, from fortistiming.co. So you can get all. and then we close out today's segment with the men's 100 meters.
I'm really excited to see the 100 meters, Stuart. So again, for the women's 100 meters, we'll be having 8 heats. And in heat 2, we'll see the likes of Drew Levy, Alana Reed, and Alexis James. I'm not sure if they will be showing up or they will be present, but I'm seeing them listed here. Should say, and we have the likes of also Shania Douglas, Kivona Davis, Alexis Henry, and Serena Cole coming up in heat number 8. So I'm expecting to see great performances from these women. And as I said earlier, we will be having 3 finals for the main event. Final A, Final B, Final C. They would have run the preliminary rounds earlier today. So, yes, definitely want to stick around for the exciting 100 meters.
We want to also thank each and every single one of you for stopping by JAAA Sports. We really appreciate every single one of you, especially those who would have been here from the very start, at the very inception. We want to send a special thank you for all those watching. So up next on track, as mentioned, that's the women's 100 meters. Should have 8 sections, 8 sections listed here, but I have a feeling we may not get 8. So, as you all are seeing the track, we are waiting the start of the 100 meters. Coverage will indeed resume with the 100 meters. Stay tuned.
Coach Edwards from Movements and Transformation, can you please report to the medical tent now? That's Coach Edwards from Movements and Transformation. It's urgent. Please report to the medical tent now.
Still waiting on action on the track for the start of the women's 100 meters. As mentioned, we should have 4 in fact 8 heats scheduled to begin momentarily. So heat 1 now on track. Heat 1 of 8. For what I have before me, I have 3 athletes listed for heat 1, but certainly I'm seeing about 5 athletes on track. So I'm waiting for the updated list so that I can give you the lane assignments. So it seems as though there's a merger for Heat 1 and Heat 2, as we're seeing the likes of Tiana Marshall, who was scheduled to compete in Heat 2. I'm seeing her here in the first heat of 8 of the women's 100 meters.
So exciting stuff to come, Janoy. So earlier it was 8 heats for the women's 100 meters. So we should be seeing the number decreasing since we're having some heats merging together. Tiana Marshall, very good over the hurdles, you know. Won the girls class 1 100 meter hurdles at champs in a new record time. So also was a part of that 100 meters final. Was out of the medals, or was she on the podium? Yeah, she was out of the medals, but fantastic performance from her in that final as well. So good to see her here.
I have the lane assignments here. So in 2, that should be Jura Levy of Swept Track Club. Tiana Marshall, as mentioned, in lane 3, running unattached. In lane 4, that's Renelia Okio Smith, also running unattached. In 5, Unica Smith, Raciz High. In 6, Tynika Moulton of Clarendon College. And out there in lane 7, that's Janoya Benjamin of Edwin Allen. So 6. And they're set about their business, and that's Tiana Marshall out there in lane 3, but on her inside, that's Jua Levy of Swept Track Club. It's indeed Levy who stops the clock at 11.80 seconds. The flash time there for Jua Levy ahead of Tiana Marshall. So Levy 11.80 seconds, Marshall 12.12, Moulton 12.44, positive 1.0 meters per second. That's your top 3 for section 1 of 8. So no doubt the winner for section 1, 11.80 seconds, Jura Levy, positive 1.0 meters per second, the wind speed. As we await the lineup for the next section. So section 2 up next on the track. Seeing 6 athletes there as well. So it's indeed 7 athletes who are there at the start. And we await the lineup for this section. Should be section 2. 2 of 7, I believe, at this point.
So the athletes are called to their marks for section 2. So we haven't gotten the listing, the lane assignments for this section, but the athletes are under the starter's command. Cleanly away they go now for section 2. Already pressing from the center of the track is the athlete from William Nib, also flying from GC Foster College on the inside. And what will be her final time? 11.37 seconds, the final time, the flash time should say. 11.37 seconds, the flash time for the athlete from GC Foster College. 11.37, that's Jarrett. 11.37, the confirmed time, positive 1.3 meters per second, the wind speed. And Horton for second in 12.23 seconds. And so it's Tritania Lowe from GC Foster College, 11.38 seconds, a confirmed time for her, ahead of Maraj, 12.22 seconds for second, and Sheldon Jarrett of William Nib, 12.27 seconds for third. So that's section 2 of 8.
So this looks like this is indeed the final heat. So we got about four of 8. So this should be the final section, the final heat for the women's 100 meters. that's looking like Serena Cole there, based on what I'm seeing. Not seeing Kevona, but I definitely see Serena Cole there. I see Renisha Edwards. And I'm
So,
seeing Harris.
so Etienne in 3, Alexi Henry in Allen in 5, Goodson in 6, Renisa Edwards in 7, Serena Cole in 8. And the gun has sent them away, and Serena Cole gets up well on the outside, flying in lane number 8. And here comes Alexi Henry of Erin Allen, who steps to the front and gets it done. And it's Henry ahead of Goodson, 11.34 seconds of flash time for Henry. 11.34 the confirmed time for Alexi Henry ahead of Goodson and 11.44. And Serena Cole, 11.51 seconds for third. Positive 1.9 meters per second wind speed. So that concludes all 100 meters actions here for the women, and the men equivalent is up next. So earlier we had 8 heats, but due to inclement weather conditions, we only witnessed 3. So as I was saying earlier, guys, due to inclement weather conditions, we didn't have the 8 heats earlier. So it was just 3 heats in the women's 100 meters. So not sure what's going to happen for the men's section. Should be 3 finals, the final A, final B, final C.
Indeed, based on when I just went downstairs, I saw Javon Matheson there, so I definitely don't think he's going to be a part of section A. Because I just saw him in the stands just now, but not sure. I don't think he will be participating in section 1.
So yes, folks, the gentlemen are actually getting themselves ready for final A. And coming up in this first section, in one, should be Makish Compton, Sprintec. In two, Mario Williams, competing unattached. In three, Nathaniel Martin, Jamaica College. In four, Johan Romaldo Smythe, Holland. In five, Mazina Barrett, competing unattached. In six, seems to be empty. That should have been Javon Mattison. In seven, Chezon Liebert, Racers. And in eight, McCoy Curtis, Dynamic Speed. Not sure if all competitors will be facing the starter.
Seeing about 6 athletes there for this first section of 3 for the men's 100 meters. As mentioned, the likes of Javon Matheson is not in this one. Sent about their business for the first time of asking. We have 4 athletes here. That's Compton from Sprint Tech with Mario Williams. Their fight at the end, but no doubt the winner is Mario Williams running on a touch with Makish Compton of Sprint Tech fast behind him. We await the flash time, but no doubt the winner, Williams, gets this one. Seeing 10.54 seconds with Compton there in second, positive 0.7 meters per second. No doubt the winner 10.54 Williams. That's Mario Williams. For the first section, 10.54 seconds with Compton, 10.60 seconds with Curtis, 10.75 seconds for the first section. That's the top 3 for the section 1 of 3 of the men's 100 meters. Section 2 up next on the track.
Not sure if we're going to have 3 sections though, Janai. This seems to be the final heat. Not sure. Or maybe I am wrong.
Well, indeed, I think you're right, because in section 3, Nigel Ellis should be there, but that seems to be Ellis on the track right now, so it might just be a merger.
All right, so it's actually Skerrit in 1, Witter in 2, Morgan in 5, Crooks in 6, Austin and Watson in 8. A break at the start. So a break at the start for the second section. So again, here's the lane assignment. In 1, Darian Skerritt competing unattached. In 2, Jace Witter, GC Foster College. In lane number 5 is Jordan Morgan, Dynamic Speed. In 6, O'Dane Crooks. And a red card is shown to Crooks in lane number 6. So that will now have us down to 5 competitors. Or 4 competitors. Yes, 4 competitors. So Crooks was shown a red card. And he still seems as if he wants to still compete. Yes.
I mean, I'm no official, but the athletes would have been waiting for the athletes. They would have been waited for a while, been waiting for a while. So I think I would,
Some form of leniency. Yes,
for
some form of
sure.
leniency.
To have him still compete.
Yes. Yes, he is. So I guess he's coming up in the final section. So he just did a little stride out. Yes. So okay, we're still having the 3 finals.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that Crooks can still compete.
He's insisting that he'll not step off this track as he wants to compete.
I mean,
I mean, yeah.
for me as well, I'm no official as mentioned, but having the athletes there waiting so long, doing their stride outs in these weather conditions, I believe it's only right if he could still compete even under protest, hoping that something can be done.
This form of, hold up. So it's just 2 more races to go, folks, before we all head our separate ways. But it was really a great stream today, having you all watching us here on JW Sports.
Well, it seems as though he is definitely not going to be able to run. But nonetheless, we have 4. Just to give you the lineup there, that's Skerritt, Witter, Morgan, and Watson.
So 4 to face the starter. Athletes are now settled in their blocks. Cleanly away they go now for section 2. Witter of GC Foster College gets up very well. And Witter is stepping. Also on the outside is Watson, and Witter gets it. 10.43 seconds for Witter. The flash time. And strong finish for Jaheim Watson, also of GC Foster College. And Watson gets it ahead of Witter. 10.47 the confirmed time. Positive 0.2 meters per second the wind speed. And the pair from GC Foster College with a 1-2 finish. Let's await the confirmed time for Witter. Yes, 10.49 for Witter in second. And looks to be Morgan who came through for third. But the final section is up next, and the athletes are getting themselves ready.
So 4 athletes here on track. Well, 3 now, as the next athlete just stepped off the track, but 4 athletes will be running in this final heat, final event of the J3's PUMA meet number 4 final chance. Well, it seems like 4 has turned to 3 based on what I'm seeing. So I'm seeing Taekwondo Tracy, Sandra Davidson, and Martino Williams, who is running unattached. Sent about their business, it's Tracy Davidson and Williams. Fast start by Sandra Davidson, being chased by Taekwondo Tracy out in front, though Sandra Davidson, he shuts it down 10-2 for the former St. Catherine High standout athlete Sandra Davidson. 10-2 for the flash time, 10-2-7 rounds up with Taekwondo Tracy 10.43 seconds. The wind speed positive 0.5 meters per second with Williams 10.67. So that rounds out action here at the National Stadium for the J3 PUMA meet. Final chance.
Definitely, John I. 10-2-7 Sanjay Davidson. That's the fastest time for the day over 100 meters. And that's the end. That's it. So I want to say special thanks to you, our viewers, for tuning in. It was a pleasure being your commentator slash analyst for today. I'm Damon Dunkley.
And I am Janoy Swift Stewart. And I'm also really elated to be your commentator slash analyst. You know, we're still.
So, good evening.